Me.
And we are live. Hello, George.
Well, hello to you.
Reverend Saul. How are you?
Everyone else. Good. Very good. Nirvana. Nirvana. And as we usually say, peachy.
Peachy or
Peachy.
Nirvana. Hi, everybody. Hi, Viviani. Thank you for being here. Jeff, Michelle. So good to see you again. Um, so we're starting a little bit early because 12:27. Get her done.
Yes. Divine number. 1, 2 is 3, and 2 and 7 is 9. Plus 3 is 12, which is always divine.
Oh, that's right. 12. That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
Hi, Judith. How are you? So, today we were going to start out with something really special, and that Nirvana mantra that you were talking about.
It is what the sages and seekers on the path are always looking for, that internal, external, um, heavenly, beautiful world, and experience the vibrational frequencies of the world. And I came to the conclusion that because we have choices, we don't have to do all those severe penances to be able to experience that which Great Spirit has given us for us to achieve. So today is a day of secrets, and that major secret is Om-Tea jah-tee, which activates it. Nirvah-nah, which is the bliss. Shakti, the feminine power. Omega, chi, the masculine power. Times 9 to the 540th power. So it's Om-Tea jah-tee, Nirvana, Shakti chi, times 9 to the 40th power. Om-Tea jah-tee, Nirvana, Shakti chi. Om-Tea jah-tee, Nirvana, Shakti chi.
Chi.
Yeah.
I love that.
How's it feel?
It's amazing. Now,
Through
is that one that we have to be careful with?
No, not that one.
Okay. We
But
can.
you don't want to do it when you have some things like work to do, things that you have to concentrate on for, like paying your bills. You don't want to do that as you're paying your bills. Maybe you do. You know.
Maybe I do, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it gets you through in a happy mood for sure. But it is the aspect of bliss, divine bliss that we can experience without spending a lifetime in search of.
Yeah. Um, so, and you guys, we got together a little bit early today, and there were all these things, and I was trying to remember them. But we were discussing about how easy it is to stay in that blissful moment, and yet everybody's always searching for it, right? But it's right here.
Right? It's supposed to be such a struggle down the path, and it's the simplest things that would seem to be a struggle are actually the simplest to conceive of and learn that they're right there in front of us, that we can partake of them now. For example, Nirvana. Everybody talks about Nirvana. Well, you got to walk the path. 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, you may get there. Now you can get there now.
Um, your sound is a little bit funny there, George. Is anybody else here static?
It sounds as if I'm hearing myself, so there's a delay.
Oh, um, how are you hearing yourself? Are you hearing yourself on like a?
It's feedback.
Oh, it is feedback.
Hmm.
Can you stop that somehow or?
Let me go to settings.
Sorry, guys.
echo chamber off. Okay, I think I've got it off.
Yeah. Go ahead and try that.
Yeah,
We'll see if that's not better. So just let us know, everybody out there, if there are problems with the sound, and we'll
good.
try to adjust. This does not happen when we get together before, just
Yeah,
after.
I can see. I can't get back to. I can't see you. That's the main
Oh, you
thing.
can't?
No,
Oh, go to group layout in the middle there, George, and you'll see those squares in the middle underneath our pictures. And some of them is solo layout is the first one, cropped layout. Okay. Oh, that's pretty.
that's my
There you
front
are.
camera. All my rocks and back. Sorry, go ahead. I can't see you guys, but fantastic. I can hear you.
Oh, if you go to group layout, which is the
I don't
second.
have that on my
Oh, you don't?
screen.
Okay.
And
Hmm.
no,
Okay. Well, we can see you,
I've
and you look
lost you guys
great.
completely. Oh, no, thank you. Where
Let me
were we?
see. We were talking about.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I was
Nirvana.
thinking of Nirvana. Yeah, you can experience it now. The more reps you do, the better. And also remember at the end, you can add a zero or a couple of zeros to that 540 power. All that does is increases the number of frequencies that you get. So you're at thousands of repetitions, vibrational repetitions of that mantra, which allows you to experience without having to do 1,000 mantras.
Yeah,
Question:
that makes sense. That makes so much sense. Um,
I was doing a mantra the other day, just experimenting, and the teacher, no disrespect whatsoever, but there's 125,000 repetitions. Okay, I'll be through it in about 3 years from now. Not going to do it. There's no need to do that when you can experience now.
do you feel like energy is changing now on the planet, and
Well,
that's speeding everything up too?
we're getting closer to our galactic center, the black hole. As we do so, we're spinning up every second. We're spinning faster and faster toward the center of the universe, of our galaxy, every second. And in so doing, we're getting to a point where we're going to do a loop and go into the sattva, or the highly virtual period in our human history when we don't have all this quarrel and stuff that's going on now. And it's on the way. You can tell just what's going on in the community. Even though we're dealing with darkness out there, we're also dealing with some beautiful light, and it's up to us to keep the light going.
And so, as we keep this light going, what's the easiest way or the best way to do that?
Nirvana, be positive. Shak-chee, use the power for the right purposes, but to stay positive and happy regardless. That's our true nature. The key, the key that holds us back is unforgiveness. Is judgments holds us back. So the key to freeness means we need to be forgiving. That's why we have the monthly forgiveness ceremony, full moon ceremony. That way you can forgive yourself of any regrets or things that you may have said to anyone or did to anyone that hurt them in one way or another. or forgiving yourself, and that lightens the burdens, the conscious burden of the world. Quite frankly, we're an integral part of not only the world that's going on this planet, but the entire world, the entire universe. And
Right.
things that are happening here, they're going on all over.
Um, so I feel like there's so much guilt and shame right now.
Yeah,
We're taught it as children.
yeah. Well, it's unnecessary. That's back to not forgiving oneself or not forgiving another, because all of our sins have been forgiven.
Yeah.
You know, the shaman of the universe, which was the Christed one, which we also know in other faces, Brahma, the creator being, forgave everybody. Everything's forgiven. So even our own sins are forgiven. What's the big deal? Let's be happy now. Move forward. You can't you can't see your future if you keep looking in the past. So you got to move past your past and look totally forward and make that future beautiful. And Nirvana, every step you take forward is Nirvana. How much you can get done in a blissful state, in a happy state. All the creativity that you can achieve just through Nirvana that you haven't realized currently because you haven't been there in a while. So it's Om to jah-tee, Nirvana Shakti, Chi, times 9 to the 540 power, 540,000 power. And a certain time for you to do that, or a certain state of consciousness where you can get back to your happy state. It's yours, it's inherited, it's in your DNA. Happiness is.
Yeah. So you feel like I feel like we do all this shadow work while we're here trying to relieve ourselves of all that guilt and shame, trying to release and come to that joy, um, and walk in that light. Um, it's it's like sometimes a never ending battle. It feels like we're holding on.
We're in the Christian nation, and the issue is that they got the first chapter wrong. Adam and Eve did not commit any sins. They were just looking for knowledge. They didn't commit any sins, and this whole thing that they've got now, where it's in our nature to be cannibalistic or fight hateful and fighting and territorial. Originally, no, it wasn't. We got all that mixed up. So we're very peaceful, loving. We can be if we so choose. It's in our DNA to be compassionate, to be altruistic toward all beings, and we're built like that. If we want to increase that, and we give it power, Shakti-chi, Shakti-chi. I am this power of divinity in which you are. The Vedas say we all have the divine spark within us. Well, we got the echo back.
Yeah, the echo came back.
Hmm.
Um, let me go in and see if I can do something here. Dum, dum, dum.
Weird things happen when you start calling on supernatural energies.
You do affect things, don't you?
Because let me tell you, I haven't touched a thing on this screen since I lost the camera's shot of you. It just started doing its echo, and I didn't do it. It's,
Well, we'll
now,
try to fix it on the as we go along here. Everybody, let us know if it's bothering you.
no, wait a minute. It's gone now.
Is it gone now?
Yeah, it's gone now.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Good. Good. Good.
Perfect case of mischief mongers. They function in the infrared, the ultraviolet, and the microwave zone. This is where the dead people reside as well. And a lot of living ETs, ETEs, they're just in a different frequency. They're here. It's like Mars. I think one of your followers, uh, Marcellus, I believe.
Maritza.
Maritza, yeah, yeah. They're here, but they're just in another zone.
Yeah.
We can't see it, and I don't think they can see color.
Do you
There's
feel
there's
like
not. Mhm.
so? Is that like a different density or a different?
It's a completely different visual dimension. You can't see it. You could if you if you go to YouTube and look up STS-75, which was a space shuttle mission, you will see a whole, what they call a swarm of extraterrestrials. But yet, they are not really extraterrestrials. They're extraterrestrial earthlings that work here, live here. And it's a whole different society, but in another visual spectrum. And we don't have eyes. Most humans don't have eyes to see that into that spectrum. But we do have mechanical eyes that can, and some individuals can see into the spectrum.
Oh, Judith says, I think they feel color.
They feel color. I can understand that. Yes, color
Yeah.
does have a feeling.
Yeah.
There are some societies that don't have ears. They do everything telepathically, and we have that ability, even with ears. We
Yeah.
have a unique ability. I think that we have 7 supernatural senses. Now, just because you have those senses won't get you into the heavenly realms. So that leads us into, we were going to talk about death. Your question about death, dear.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and we were talking about that earlier. So, where does our energy go when we pass? When we let go of this veil? Like, what does that look like?
We're not singular energies. We're a composite, and certain energies and certain electrons have certain weights, and they stay behind, leaving a residual energy of your vital energies and your physical energies. See, we have 3 separate bodies. We have a spiritual body, a vital energy body, and a physical energy body. When it comes to physical energies, this is where our doctors work, our surgeons. When it comes to spiritual energy bodies, this is where acupressurists or acupuncturists work. They work on that vital energy field. And then there's the God field, and that's the field of transferring the healing energies that's within and around us into an individual that may need the energies for sustaining their life.
So that would be like Reiki and shaman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with intent, and some stronger than others. Uh, it varies. It varies with the individual bodies because we do function at different frequencies. So you have to test yourself. You have to test whether your bodies can handle those vibrational frequencies, whether you're comfortable with those frequencies, or whether you're out of tune with them and leave them alone because they don't harmonize with your frequencies. Everything is vibrating, everything. And you get in areas that's it's bad juju just to be in the areas because of the vibes. Some
Right.
people, are earth laden, so their energies, because of that set consciousness, are going to be attracted to earth whether they're alive or dead. In terms of body, the body is basically a spacesuit. You can't kill the higher self. You can kill the ego. The ego is in the body. That takes us to 3 brains.
And the 3 brains would be
First brain, I did that, so I saw that, I achieved this, I am great, until we begin to misuse the I and put the I am with it. When you put the I am with it, then the Great Spirit says, you call my
Right.
name. I am is your higher self. It resides in an etheric zone about 18 feet above your crown chakra. Again, the tip of my fingers all the way down to here and across. Tip of my fingers is the tip of my 72 degrees crown chakra. There's another chakra up above that one. That's your higher self. It's at 81 degrees, which we can talk about later. It's not necessary right now. But it's just you have that higher self brain. It is the I am. There's the I brain, the I am brain, and then there's the I am that I am brain, and that's your holy brain. That's Great Spirit, located between here. Let me back this up a bit. Located between here and here. Oh, here
Okay.
we go. And actually triangulated like this. The body literally triangulates where Great Spirit is.
Yeah, I
But
can really feel that.
yeah, you can feel that. That's the Param Atman. Try that on precise. Om
Param
Tijati Param Atman.
Om Tijati Baram Atman
Param
Param Pa-
Atman.
Atman. Oh,
That's now feel it. Just put your hand out there. It's talking back to you. See what I'm saying?
yeah.
Okay. And this is because you're from Missouri, you got to feel things and know it's really there.
That's the truth, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
always do that when I'm working with
exactly.
energy.
This is the God within you, plus an aspect of your, let me turn it around. Param Atman, feel that.
Param.
Param Atman, bring it back in.
Wow.
That's you, that's not hoodoo voodoo, that is you as a divine energy source. Mantras are all about accumulating, gathering, and broadcasting your sacred divine powers. All mantras are not equal. They differentiate based on individual frequencies. You may hear a mantra that you don't harmonize with, you can't stand it. When I first heard a Tibetan mantra, I couldn't stand the Kali Chakra mantra. It sounded like a bunch of guys screaming, to me. And then after I began to understand and sense where it was coming from as purification, it was me screaming the darkness that was in me at the time I was listening to this purification mantra. That's why I didn't like it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of mantras are there to purify, and you're not going to feel good during the purification process until it's over. So
Not the truth.
yeah, so for some reason your higher self is leading you to that mantra. You need to clean up your spiritual physical body, because this thing is a sponge for energies. Most of you that are listening are empathic. You feel things. You feel people's sickness. You feel their pains and sorrows, and you can't take them to be your own.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's putting up those protections and knowing what's ours and what's somebody else's and
Yeah.
keeping that separated.
Well, the message I just get, and this is very important, because we all have different voices. We get used to one voice. Think we get used to this voice, but there's an internal voice that's different from this one.
Yeah.
Well, usually the internal voice is your higher self, because it's saying stuff that's usually virtuous, or things that you would not say if it wasn't your higher self. If it wasn't your higher self and something's coming through, it could be you're picking up on somebody else's thoughts. because you're also inherently psychic. Empathy and psychic are real close together. You feel it, but you also hear it. You may hear it in your voice, somebody thinking about you, or you may see or feel, oh, I was just thinking about so and so. Well, if you're thinking about them, they're thinking about you. So that's why you're thinking about them, because you guys are psychic. Follow me?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We've got a lot of readers in here today, too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so um, let's get back to earth laden, being earth laden.
Mm-hmm.
So we were kind of talking about that earlier this week and about how that happens. Is that like free will?
Well, it's the last thing you think about. The rule is simple. The last thing that you think about at the moment before you leave your body is what you will get in the life hereafter. So if you're thinking about working in the garden, you may end up in a garden situation in the next lifetime, stuck for the duration of that lifetime in that particular dimension. I am a firm believer in life after death because I don't know if I told you this in my last meeting. I was able to hear my mother come back from the grave in her voice out loud with these ears, twice calling my name, my father's name rather, with a witness at 2 o'clock in the morning. And that's because she chose to be and to stay at this location as her forever home. So I'm living with my mom in this home, but she's just in another body forever. When I leave this house, she'll still be here because she's living in that dimension. It's where your mind is at, is what world that you create.
Yeah.
But in terms of life after death, there's no doubt that it's my mom because she calls me Junior. She calls my dad George. So in the middle of the night, she's saying, George! And her voice was just weird. Where are you? Where are you? He was her caregiver before he couldn't take care of her and himself. So then he called me, and I stepped in 2000 to take care of both of them until they went on the other side. Which is they're here. They're just in another dimension. Same house, same stuff. We are what we think until we think God, 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 and then we'll go back to the heavenly planets. There's heavenly planets, then there's non-heavenly planets. They're material planets. The heavenly planets, everything is song and dance. Everybody is dancing to wherever their destination is. If they're speaking to each other, they're speaking to each other in song.
The Palladians, right? They're sing song.
They're sing song, and in the heavenly realms is a dimension just beyond this dimension, and there is a border there. There is an ocean of darkness, and then there is an ocean of white. And that border, if you were to do, well, this is something we can talk along the lines, but when you look at the Da Vinci painting of the man, of the proportional man,
Mm-hmm. I love
well,
that.
we can, we have used that as a map that we can triangulate where every chakra of the human body is outside and inside of the body. And we have a chakra that goes to the heavenly realms, and that's the 108th chakra. And it literally extends into the heavenly realms. And anything above that, if you add a zero to it, it takes you deeper into the heavenly realms on an angular basis. Um, Imagine that we are right now in an invisible honeycomb, and these hexagonal honeycomb shapes are everywhere, and they're all connected, and they're known as the Brahma-jyoti. Brahma-jyoti. These are secrets now. This must be secret day. Put the hands up. Pick a point where you can feel your magnetic piezoelectrical energy. And there'll be a pressure or coldness there. And then go Om Tijati,
Om-tee-jah-tee,
Brahmaj
Brahmaj,
Yoti,
Yoti,
Brahmajoti, Brahmajoti.
Brahmajoti, Brahmajoti, Brahmajoti.
Well, you're vibrating that cell. Now, just in slow motion, to show you that it's there, bring the hands up and just do a slow wave down as you go through the Brahmajoti. Notice what the finger and the palms are feeling. Wave up slowly, slowly. Om Tijati Brahmajoti. Slowly. If you have a friend or family member that needs healing, send it now. Be thou made whole. And push that healing out toward them on the Brahmajoti. Because this Brahmajoti, if it's in your hands, it's everywhere. Nice and gentle. Send green healing energies. Just imagine holy green, the greenest green you can imagine. It's coming out of the fingertips. It's coming out of the palms of each hand. Slowly, just pushing through the Brahmajoti. Push it to that person that needs healing. This is long distance. Back up gently. Om Tijati Brahmajoti.
Om-tee-jah-tee, Brahmajoti,
Be thou made whole.
be thou made
Whole.
whole.
In the name of Govinda Gopala Premananda, which is God, adult God, baby. Prem is love, Ananda is bliss.
I love that. I tell you what, my hands felt like they were levitating.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Just
So
light as a feather. They're still light as a feather.
yes.
Wow. That's amazing. Um, so when we're working with that green energy, is that Kundalini then, or is that something beyond that?
It's one of the healing spectrums. Now you're into the etheric rainbow range, which you have the ability to do that because it's built within our DNA. And it's just a matter of, okay, what do we think will be? And we call on the power of the green ray, which is, in Sanskrit, is Harita. But know that Om Tijati is a universal translator. It takes what follows Om Tijati and translates it into the power language of Sanskrit, the primordial language. So you feel it activates. It's also not only the activator, but an international or intergalactic translator. Just Om Tijati. This is sci-fi for real.
It's amazing.
We have that for sure.
Jeff says, I want to do that again. Written, what is it? And do you want to write it right now for him, or do you want me to? I can write it and put it in the notes too later.
Yeah, BRAH, bra dash maj, MAJH, maj, IAJH, something like that. YO dash TI, Brahmaj Yo T. It's everywhere. It is what the scientists call that's the black space. I mean, it's black matter, and it's only black because you can't see it. It's actually absolutely clear. We're looking through it right now, and the blackness that we see behind it is space. but it is, the Brahma-jyoti is everywhere, infinitely large, infinitely small, and it's based on 72-degree triangles. And if you're born out of the center of one of these little squares, your body's symmetry is changed, just like the symmetry on crystals has changed. Some of them are absolutely symmetrical, some of them are not. They froze out of center of the Brahma-jyoti. Some froze in the center of the Brahma-jyoti, and they're perfectly symmetrical. So it gets into a lot of things that we are just accustomed to looking through and not thinking about the angular aspect and the power of the angle and the power of the light, the power of the word, the power of the color, the power of the sound are all within our grasp of manipulating for divine purposes.
So that rainbow body, they talk about this quite a bit in, I think Tibetan Buddhism, right?
Yes.
And so it's full spectrum. Is that Brahman or is that
So full spectrum also only leads to what we can physically see. The full spectrum goes all the way out to X-rays on one end and super uh, microwave on the other end. There's a very few of us that can see that. We can only see what's in our own spectrum. But there's other spectrums. If you consider a spectrum a dimension, it is. Again, STS-75 on YouTube. It is a space shuttle mission. You will see through ultraviolet and infrared cameras a civilization of space beings going across the screen like they were on their way down I-70 Speedway 7 a.m. in the morning. You'll also see them come out of wormholes and pop into existence. It's primarily one of the few videos that the government has left up for the public to partake of, to actually show these extraterrestrial earthlings going to work every day just like we do.
yeah? So when we're working with all these portals that are coming in, is that a new thing or is that just something that our energy has arisen to?
Oh, we're used to it. We're just, we feel it, but you can't see it. And we've been programmed to not to believe anything we can't see.
Right? Yeah, constructs.
So what you do, here's another secret. Let's turn on the third eye. Trust me. We'll turn it off. We'll turn it on. Om
Okay.
Ti Jati
Om Tijati
times 9 to the 63rd power. Hands
times 9 to the
together.
63rd power.
Then you go up and say activate Om Ti Jati times 9 to the 63rd power. Open third eye, and then you close the physical. You open the third. You bring these hands all the way back and touch. And you form a circuit. This is a circuit of eyeballs and eyebrows. You got 3 eyes here, 1 eye here, 1 eye here, 1 eye here. You got an eye here, an eye here. You got one in the top and bottom of each foot. In reality, you have 7 eyes. You can see all different directions. The key is you have to learn and just practice to look at the screen in front of your physical and third eye. For all 7 eyes will show up there, what all 7 eyes are seeing, even what's going on below you and what's going on above. So you're not limited to 3 eyes.
Wow.
It's 7.
Okay. When we
Now,
go to the
go ahead.
when we go to the back like that, is that activating it with the medulla oblongata?
Yes.
Okay.
And it brings the pituitary in line with it and the thymus in line with all of you need all of that circuitry to make it work. This is a marvelous machine.
It really is, isn't it?
Absolutely marvelous.
Who do you think thought that up?
That's like trying to, I mean, and I'm not being facetious. Who was my grandfather's 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 grandfather? What did he do? You know, I mean, this thing, it's just, if you have to, the one question that all the gurus on the planet ask, well, who taught the supreme being? Where did he get his stuff from? You know,
Yeah,
any, to answer your other question while I'm thinking about it, about residuals, some people leave a little residual. They're ready to go. They're ready to completely ascend to wherever, even if it's into outer space. We got a lot of people that have been shot and blown up instantly, didn't get a chance to think about God, just killed instantly.
right.
They're floating around in that dark ocean of space right now, trying to figure out where the heck they're at.
Yeah.
And the angels come and rescue them, those that are worthy, and those that call out for God, and get them to that shore where they can now step out of the dark ocean of space and step into and on the land of the spiritual world of non-darkness, all light, all spectrums, not black.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Um,
And you
so
can go there. You can go there. Some can and some can't. But even the ones that can't go there can step on that land and stand at that dimensional gate. They can't enter until apparently there's some sort of purification process that you can't get into the heavenly realms unless it's your time, lest ye be impaled upon these tridents that form the gates of the heavenly realms. So not everybody can get in until it's really their time. And not everybody, some of them can't get in at all. They're just in the void forever.
well, wouldn't they be reincarnate then?
Well, you do have a duration to this universe, okay? And the universe ends, think of it this way: we are in the breath of the Supreme Being. One aspect of it, He is exhaling. As He's exhaling, new spirits are coming out of the Supreme Being's gigantic body into this world. Well, they're still being new spirits are coming in right now, and spirits that have been here before are coming in as we speak across the universes. And then when the Great Spirit inhales, that means that everything is being retracted, going back into the body. If you haven't evolved here to go to the heavenly realms, then you go back into the body of Great Spirit, be held again until the next creation. And you go through it again, the next creation, reincarnation.
That's kind of beautiful. I mean, to be held by Great Spirit.
Yeah, I mean it is
Why?
the ultimate of what we would call compassion. The
Yeah,
ultimate, even in the midst of hate, if you are calling Great Spirit's name in hate and disgust and wanting to kill it, you will be and die because that's the last thing on your mouth and your breath. You will be brought into the heavenly realms and purified.
yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we just got to remember God, God, God at the time you're croaking. Hey, let me tell you, I died at I died twice in the
Oh,
beginning. I escaped a horrific T-bone accident, which just left me maimed, my legs all beat up and all that jazz. Got out of Vietnam War for sure, uh, but we got T-boned. But that wasn't the icing on the cake. My dad's military. We were assigned to a military base in southern France on a vacation. We went to Nice, and we spent time on the beach. My mom would spend time shopping, so me and Dad went to the beach. He took his newspaper and lawn chair, and I was down there swimming, thinking I could swim in the ocean. He got his newspaper. He fell asleep. The last thing I remember was looking back at him with a newspaper over his face. And I had one of those waves that took me out, tidal waves. Not a tidal wave.
Oh, a rip current?
Rip current, yes.
Yeah.
I went up, I think I came up twice.
Oh,
The
wow.
three times didn't work. And I stopped struggling and I started sinking. And all I could see was the the greenest green you can imagine. No pain, no suffocation, no nothing, just green. And the next thing I know, my eyes open. There's all these people looking down on me, and I had been pulled out of the ocean. But I'll never forget the green, nor no pain.
That's beautiful.
I mean, I'm being honest, really.
Yeah.
I
Um,
can't forget that green. And the issue is that these eyes are red green colorblind. So I only see really one frequency of deep green. The other green levels of green, I can't see them.
hmm. Did you remember like any while you were there, did you remember any meeting anyone or seeing any light besides the green or
Just green.
just
Just
green?
the most beautiful green. It was encompassing. And when you begin the process of studying the power of color, the heart chakra is green.
Mhm.
It's the only chakra. Every chakra has two colors. They're bicolored. One with a and they have the complementary color. Well, the only chakra in the body that is green is the heart chakra. It's two colors. Both colors are green. It's the only chakra where it's bicolored or green, which is the healing color.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Judith asks, is that the universe expanding and contracting? I'm sure that's the inhaling and exhaling of the creator.
The inhaling and exhaling is
Is that
so.
the
If
universe expanding and contracting?
if it is, it does it to the sound of so. Inhale so.
So,
Um.
mm,
So. Um. So. That's you unifying your breath with the universe breath. So hum is a mantra.
mm, yeah,
It's like there's certain mantras that stick with you. The breath. I mean, when you do that, you're doing so hum silently. I just doing it out loud. It's hard to do it out loud and say it at the same time.
yeah, yeah. That's kind of a universal mantra, isn't it,
Yeah,
for
it is.
everybody? Like,
Everybody,
like,
everything that breathes, does a so hum.
yeah,
Everything that breathes.
yeah,
Oh, now that I think about it, they're sending me back to the rainbow.
yes,
That is us realizing through our altruistic minds that every living species has the power of consciousness and demand respect and compassion, uh, definitely compassion, and respect of their intellectual level, regardless of whether they're man or humanoid or not humanoid, or beast or ant or cockroach or firefly. It's all alive. It's all vibrating. It's all a part of the movie. Question? Oh, the dead people? How about that?
yeah. Let's go there.
Part of the shaman's way is that the tribe that was organized that, that we are probably all a part of is known as the twisted hairs, which are very basically storytellers of real stories. Well, they blanked me out. Literally. Hmm. There's a story in this somewhere.
And twisted hairs.
The twisted hairs, yes. Well, know that they still exist in existence. They exceed 12,000 years of meeting, and it's experiences that they've had on their own, that they're actual experiences that will allow a tribe to evolve to higher levels of consciousness. If I just learned the white crystal medicine today, my next tribe, I'm going to take that medicine to them to show that it works to heal whoever needs to be in the tribe. And as part of this membership, we are this. And it doesn't end when the bodies end. Oh, I know where we were going. I was on my way to a reading. A guy had an angel who had been embodied had he had embodied, had a family, was living this life to see what it's like to be a human. His mother, earthly mother, slipped and fell and broke her neck. He had this thing about all of his life that he was going to break his neck. He broke his neck by stepping off of this one step into the basement, that on a floor that he had just polished, and he's in his sock feet, and he falls and he breaks his neck. So I get a call from her friend, the wife's friend, and they wanted to know if he was present, if he was okay in the other world. Well, first of all, usually when I do readings, I will ask spirit, the spirit of that individual or the higher self, what's the deal with this particular person, to get some for reading. In so doing, this guy comes through the house. I'm going, is there an entity here? And the answer was basically yes. I'm the husband, but I'm not at the funeral. He didn't go to the funeral. He wouldn't let him out of the garage because he said, I'm not there. I'm not at the funeral yard. I'm not going to be there to see people crying over me. And I come to find out that he is with one of the angelic ordinances or ordinance or groups uh, wielding their angelic powers of color. Um, on the way to do this reading for this lady who lost her husband to this accident, I passed this graveyard for the first time, and I'm seeing people standing out throughout this graveyard by these graves. And my higher self says, well, they're waiting for the second coming. I said, well, how long are they going to wait? My higher self says, who knows? Now, the thing about the higher self, in regards to what's talking now, which is my ego body voice talking, the higher self is going to say stuff that I would never say. That's how I
Sure.
know my higher self. And then there's a certain voice where the only time I hear my son is from my earthly father, who is now passed, and from my heavenly father. He's the only one that says my son. So
Um,
I have that differentiation. I don't hear my son as often as I hear the I am voice
yeah.
or the higher self. The key is teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. And it's about us working with those other two aspects of ourself. There are three brains in here. If we work together, we will succeed together. And that success means the enlightenment of this planet Earth and bringing happiness and nirvana to everyone, and them not losing it in the fray of being high all the time.
I love that. Now, what about community? because I feel like we have, I feel like we've got a really strong tribe here in
Hmm.
this forum. And then finding teachers, finding shamans.
Well, okay, we got to. The key is knowing who we are, and in the history books, we are known, and in Sanskrit, we're known as the new tribe, and that new tribe is Copa, like Copacabana,
Mm-hmm.
which means rainbow, Garuda, which means eagle, Jana, which means people. So the new tribe is the rainbow eagle people. Our totem that's on all of our flags our money is the eagle,
Mm-hmm.
and Garuda is that eagle that is the vehicle for Great Spirit. So we basically, as we have been in past, we're the caretakers of the planet on a planetary surface, the light workers of this tribe of United States citizens called the Eagle people, the Copa Urada Jana. This is the sacred name for us light workers.
Copa Radhajana.
Copa Garuda, Garuda, Garuda,
Mm-hmm.
Jana, Jana. Copa is rainbow, Garuda is eagle, Jana is people. And if you use that as a mantra times 9, times 90 to the 1080 power, Hertz power. So this is a powerful mantra. Remember that Hertz power is a vibrational frequency, and they've jumped from 9 to 90. So I would go slow in terms of testing this power.
Okay. I'm sorry, that was Garuda Brahma
Garuda Jana,
Jana.
right. Om Tijati, Kopa Garuda Jana. Now, when you add the Om Tijati, sit back and feel the power. Om Tijati, Kopa Garuda Jana. Step back and feel the power. How is it affecting you?
Umtijati Kopa Garuda Jana. Whoa, that's a big one.
Yeah, and you haven't put the frequency on it yet, so that's times 90 to the 1080 power.
Times 90 or times 9?
Times 90 to the 1080,
90.
right? Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. If it's too much, Duw-ram, Duw-ram, Duw-ram.
Okay. That's amazing. Hi, Jane. Nice to see you. To row your way. Hello. Um, so we're getting lots of great information today from George and mantras. And we're talking about death and the honeycomb and the rainbow body. So it's been a lot of information. Um, so I wanted to, this is my little circle of life, flower of life thing. And this is what I kind of see as a honeycomb sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Does that, or does everybody see a different honeycomb, or what does
Well,
that look like?
I can't see it because
Oh, that's right. You can't
yeah,
see it right now. Okay, that's right. I don't know how that happened. I'm so sorry. You know what? If you go to your settings, I
well,
wonder if audio or not
okay.
audio.
When
Um,
I hit front camera, all the only settings I have, okay,
hmm.
nope, it didn't do it.
Okay. Well, all right. We're getting there anyway. So you're doing great, George. Thank you. So I'm amazed that you can't see me and everybody here. So anyway, I want
Well,
to think.
I see you as, and it's a test for all of us, our third eye, and we got to close our third eyes before we end.
Oh yeah, we're not going to end for a minute. Jane says I got the death card 3 times today. I need to go back and watch this from the beginning. Oh, Jane is an intuitive and, and also a medium. There's a lot of mediums here as well today.
It's good to
Um,
be in the middle. It's good to be in the middle. It's the middle way.
I like that.
Yeah, sit on the
Hmm.
fence. Sit right in the middle of the fence.
It is, isn't it? One
Yeah,
foot in, one foot out.
yeah. It's like the Buddha said. He was when he got enlightened. He was listening to a music teacher teach a student how to play the Venus. And they were on the river, and he was on the bank meditating. And he heard the music teacher say, if you tighten the string too tight, it's going to break. If it's too loose, it's not going to play. So you got to do just right. You got to tighten the string just right so it doesn't break and so it does play. So that's being in the middle.
I love that. Oh, Delphi says Copa Ruda Yana.
Garuda, Garuda.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay. And then hmm,
Oh,
Jeff.
I tell you, one more secret, another
Okay.
secret. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this.
Your shoulder.
Right here
Mm-hmm.
with with the index finger, which is about this about level with the pit of your armpit. There's
Mm-hmm.
a point. Let's do it this way. There's a point right here. It's between the muscle on your bicep or tricep or whatever this is right here. But right there, it will hurt in the beginning when you press that. You want to press it, count 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let up off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Press it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Off of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not going to do it the third time. I'm going to let you do it. It activates your psychic senses.
Interesting.
It's part of your vital energy system, and it's activated either with the fingertip with this tool
Mm-hmm.
or with a needle, acupuncture. This tip is acupressure. It'll activate it. And I only activate one side because, again, it allows me to be in the middle, halfway in the psychic world, and then I got to work in the material world as well. It's about the balance of working in both worlds. So you ride the fence.
Hmm. Does it matter which arm?
Good question. I prefer the left arm.
That's the one I was using too, and that's
Yeah.
where we receive energy too, through the
Yes.
left, right?
Yes, exactly. We receive. Yes. You can
Yeah.
do both, but I have a feeling I don't feel like being a space cadet right now. Doing both sides. Woo.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. We always take in energy from our left side,
Yeah.
especially in pranic healing,
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, and then give it with our right. Jeff says the energy this morning and yesterday morning it has been heavier and sadder. Excuse me.
It's been happier or sadder.
No, heavier and sadder. Sorry, I've got a cough drop in my mouth at the same time I'm speaking.
His energy has been heavier or sadder.
Yes, his
He's
for him.
yeah, he's empathic. The key is cleansing with the violet light. I'm a child of the violet fires. I'm the purity God desires. I am transmuting all energies other than my own in the violet light of unconditional love. Can we do that again?
Yes.
I am a child of the violet fires. I am the purity God desires. I am transmuting all energies other than my own in the violet light of unconditional love. Times 9 to the 1080 power. Times 9 to the 1080 power.
Okay.
Times 9 to the 1080 power.
I will write that out and put it um,
Yeah.
in the comments section,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Particularly, I mean, we are all so sensitive, and some vibrational frequencies don't bother us, but some really get under our skin. And like I said, this thing is a sonic. This is a sonic sensor. It senses vibration. It senses heat, uh, and ever so subtle energies. We have forgotten how sensitive this is until somebody sticks a needle in our fingertip. Then you go, oh yes, I remember now. You burn your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're writing these out phonetically
Hmm.
um, for Delphi, for all of us here that don't speak Sanskrit on a regular basis. So,
Yes. Just the one thing you remember that jah-tee is your universal translator. So whatever you say following jah-tee will be translated in terms of power into the Vedic power of the primordial language, which is divine.
so, what about mantras? Speaking them silently or speaking them out loud?
Depends upon the individual. Some folks are very vocal. It is said that the mantra that is whispered is the most powerful.
Interesting. And keeping them private as well. Well, I know, like in TM and Chopra meditations and whatnot, a lot of different people have their own private mantra, right? A lot
Yes,
of different schools,
yes,
um, and um, and that one is usually silent and not shared. But
yes,
but I love that these are all shared, and I appreciate that
yeah,
because these are something everybody should have this, right?
exactly.
This isn't to be held in the vaults of the Vatican or you
You know,
know or
you-
Rishikesh.
my from what I'm getting, there's one teacher for every 2 million students. That's
Wow.
the ratio, if not even greater now, because the knowledge is not being disseminated to the masses because of religious doctrines and because of the religious PR program. My
Yeah.
religion is better than your religion, and if you don't like it, I'm going to kill you.
Isn't that the truth?
I'm going to blow you up.
So, um, Jeff feels like there's energy attacks all over the world right now.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
There are entire nations that are putting out curses as we speak, and
Mhm.
have done for eons. I don't like you. I'm going to send you a curse your way. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
even
That's why you
even
don't.
even our Indian nations, the one that's forefront right now is Skinwalker Ranch. The curses that were handed back and forth between, I believe, the Utes and somebody, Hopis. That one's still going on. and there's curses coming out of New Orleans big time, curses coming out of the Philippines big time, curses coming out of Russia big time.
Russia, yeah.
Yeah. Um, the key is for us to think hearts. Trillions and trillions of sticky little etheric honey colored hearts, and leave these little sticky etheric invisible hearts every place we go. Leave trails of hearts, hearts, hearts.
Right? So I know I remote view sometimes. And I know when I first started, I was just having fun with it and going into these spaces that I didn't need to be because I was coming up against still traps. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought, oh, I can go around that, no problem, which was not right. But I learned my lesson. I don't do that anymore. That's for sure. So,
Well, know that there is a group, a very large group of all with all different names, and they're every Thursday they travel around the planet, and they leave sticky little, bright little etheric invisible hearts for the dark forces to step on and track all over their homes. Uh, every Thursday at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, we're flying with the angels, dripping hearts all over this planet.
oh, I just love that, George. Will you come and do that with us sometime?
Sure. Oh, definitely.
I
Somebody
would
has
love
to
that.
play Tina Turner's peace song with the children.
I love that. I love her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the name of it, but I can hear it.
Tiny Dancer?
I'll send you the link, and you can send it
Okay.
to you to everybody else. It's wonderful. She has the peace song that she sings with the children on Shahkti, and then she does a lucky mantra, Buddhist mantra, and then she does the entire Buddhist Lotus Sutra nonstop in Tibetan.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm gonna have to
It,
find that.
yeah, it's on YouTube, and it's absolutely it's mesmerizing, and she's got it down pat.
Well, I think was
Very,
it the Beatles or George Harrison that did the Gayatri mantra too?
yeah,
Maybe.
Harrison did Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. He did that one,
Yeah.
Maha Mantra.
Yeah.
Now to
Mm.
hear to hear his guru sing it, it's trippy because he goes Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Still works. That's probably
I
called heart.
love that. Maruta says she has a tendency to whisper her mantras.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Judith said that she has her transcendental meditation mantra for 49 years and never shared it. Wow. Good job, Judith.
I'll share my protection mantra with you right now.
Yes, please.
Hoong, 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 Hoong. Second word is doom, hoong, doom, hoong, doom, Brahma, hoong, doom, Brahma, Ananda, hoong, doom, Brahma, Ananda, hoong,
H
doom,
U
Ananda, hoong, doom, Hoong, Doong, Ananda, Ananda, Brahma,
Undung
Hundung,
Ananda.
Brahma, Brahma.
Okay.
This I use, and we don't like to talk about dark forces, but the, it's a balance. You got the divine force in the center, you got the positive force on one side, you got dark force on the other. Everything's in balance as long as we stay in the center. And Hung Dung Ananda Brahman, that mantra will not allow you to be pulled over one way or the other. It'll keep you right in the center, protected. Hung
Mm.
Dung is the destroyer Shiva Durga. Ananda is the bliss of Brahma, Brahma, aka Christ, or the Tibetan name for Christ is Issa.
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 Hmm.
Great mantra is this is less mantra, okay? Issa, Om Tijati, Krishna, Issa, Avalokita Shivara. So you got Krishna the God, Issa, you got the sun, Avalokita Shivara, you got the Buddha.
Wow. That's amazing. I love that. I
So,
love that.
if you're inclined to all three, which are all three in the center, all three, those three are in the center. I mean, Christ did not want Christianity to be what it is today.
Oh,
In
certainly
fact,
not.
the Dalai Lama, who is the representative of the living Buddha on the planet, he's in the same not nonviolent mode as Christ, same principles, and then you have the Creator, which is Krishna, the grandfather of this whole thing, the master computer,
Hmm.
because we are living computers, and they have to be mastered. They have to be number uno, which I can only define. I've been told to define as the supreme ist being, instead of the supreme being or God, lesser God, lesser God versus the supremest God. There's only one of those.
Wow.
Lots
I
of
love that.
dupes, lots of duplicates.
Um, speaking on Durga, I got a couple ideas here. So with that Hung Dung Ananda is
Brahman.
Brahman.
Oh, you can do Brahma. Brahma works.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. So, um, so a lot of people look at Durga as being a destructive force, but yet she's my archetype. I've been told many times.
She destroys through the power of bliss.
Yeah.
Bliss will destroy a dark force. The vibration of bliss, of Durga's bliss, literally destroys her. Do you know her story?
She was created by Krishna, yeah, and somebody else to destroy a. When they said that no man can destroy me, some dark energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, this guy, he's asuras. Asuras means in Sanskrit the dark forces. This particular asura, Maha Asura, some first name, but always ending with Asura, he was the one that attacked the heavenly realms. That same story is in Christianity. He literally attacked the heaven. He was the Satan, okay? And he got Christ to give him the boons to not be killed by any male of any species. He forgot the female. So the Trinity, which in Vedas is the preserver, the destroyer, and the creator, which would be Christ, Shiva, and Vishnu, got together. They put together their three masculine energies, and then the female Trinity put together their three masculine energies and created Durga. She is the only being in the world that is a product of six entities, three masculine entities and three female entities. Because she's female, she was able to destroy this demon and save the heavenly realms. She now has the power of duplication. So she's everywhere and accessible to everybody. Is has access to Durga as long as the universe is here. And asuras, the dark forces, will run from her as we speak. Doom, doom, doom. Remember, where is the most negative forces accumulating in our society? It sounds weird. Four-way stop. Four-way stop light, where all of these different energies from all of these people accumulate and meet in the center of a four-way stop. Every one of them. Make sense?
I think in feng shui it would, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, or you can doing it, or you can just drop love in the center of the, keep, every time you go through a four-way stop, just think of Preem. Drop a love bomb right in the middle of the four-way stop.
Preem.
Yeah,
Yeah. Love that.
yeah. Or Doom, Preem Doom. The key about Preem, you can do it to your favorite music. You know, if you want to do a Michael Jackson music, you can do it Preem, into his tune.
Marvin
Perfect.
Gaye.
Marvin Gaye, yeah, yeah. That's
Mm.
the fun of it. You do your mantras. We used to have a class where everybody would bring their favorite music. I would come up with the mantras, and we play the mantra, sing the mantras to the music, and it'd be all contemporary, our favorite stuff, whether country western or hillbilly or rock or jazz. Uh, we're children. We're adult children.
Well, they say you learn better that way, right?
Yeah,
It's easier for your brain to connect when
exactly,
those endorphins are being released through
exactly.
pleasure. Then we connect those not brain waves, not just brain waves, but um, what's it called? I can't remember. Pathways.
Yes.
Pathways.
Oh, and the one we really need to use is the laughter pathway. I was thinking of a way to do it to where we would have laughter contest.
That sounds good to me. That sounds like fun.
Who's
Jane
got?
says, it feels like we're in a matrix. Are we Kano reaving it with the mantras? Well, it does kind of feel like we're in a matrix. I think that's pretty close, isn't it?
The matrix is the Brahma Jyoti, okay, and it's described as a brain cell of the supreme being Krishna. When he says I'm in everything, that means he's in this brain cell, and the brain cell for the universe is this hexagonal honeycomb shape, B shape. I guess that's why they say be positive.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
we
Oh,
gotta be. When you listen to the Dalai Lama, and I know a lot of your followers, your viewers have, I don't care what the subject is, he laughs at it. It could be, the most serious thing in the world, he's chuckling. And that's how we look at things. That's how we should look at things.
I
Enjoy it.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody should have a good laugh, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it makes the world a brighter place, doesn't it? And love.
Oh, yeah. Don't let me tell any of my Inuit jokes.
Oh no.
No. No.
Mm. Aw, Judith, I'm so glad you're here today too. I'm glad everybody's here today. So, well, it's almost 1:30, or we've almost been here for an hour and 30.
Mhm.
So I don't want to keep you too long, George, but do you have anything you want us to know this week?
Um, Take care of this thing. And I say take care of it is be aware of it, and that unless you preordain it, most of the time your thoughts aren't your own, they're somebody else's. You may have picked it up on them. That just means that you're psychic, just determining who's who and where they are at. and when they're going to get in contact with you. Because I feel that you guys as a group, there's no coincidence. You are a part of the light worker division that was sent down here by the higher powers. And it's wake up call. It's Buddha time.
All men on deck, or all people on deck, all
All
souls,
spirits on deck.
all spirits on deck. Yeah, yeah. Um, so if anybody wants to get a hold of George, he has his, actually your email is up there on your,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great idea. And I also put it in the comments. So if anybody wants to get some information from George or training, or you do readings too, right, George?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do the readings prior to the readings. So if you want your readings read, we start usually 24 hours ahead of time. And that's to make sure that we don't have any mischief mongers in the middle of your readings, because they are busy right now. Darkness is working hard to mess with us.
Yeah. And
And, I would highly suggest anytime you do any kind of readings, anytime you do any kind of healings, be sure to transmute, and transmute either with the purple, with the violet, or with the white. Now, the white is going to eradicate, it's going to purify, totally eradicate, and that comes with a little karma, because supposedly eradication is destroying, and we're not supposed to kill. So there's some moral issues that we must face in that regard.
what about golden light?
Oh, golden light is the pita. That is the light of astral travel and knowledge, all knowledge.
And the golden heart of Jesus?
Yes, that is the heart of unconditional love. There's nothing more valuable.
Yeah, I love that. It's, I think, one of the most beautiful feelings.
Yes. Remember, he's the guy that said you can do the same things I can do. That's a lot. Yeah.
Hmm.
See why I call him the shaman of all times. I mean, whew.
Do you think that there's somebody on the planet like him right now?
Well, yes, accumulatively, yes. There's only one Christ. But in terms of our ability to use our Christ-like powers when it's needed, it may not be the totality of the Christ-like powers. It may be one of many of his powers, or several of many of his powers, but they're built in within our DNA. And it's the awareness of it and how to activate the power. We figured out the activation and what it does, and that's jah-tee. It's a universal translator.
Um, and Thomas asks if you can give him mantra for physical comfort.
Yes, right now. Is this to counteract a physical pain? I mean, like
I
a
think
physical
so.
illness?
I
Uh,
think so. Yeah, I think Thomas has. Um, I watched him on somebody else's show the other day, and he was talking about some physical discomfort. Yes.
Well, it's worth a try. The mantra is Om Maha Vak Yam, like vacuum, Vak Vakyam, Vayyam, Om Mahavakyam. It simply means Om Tijati, Om Mahavakyam. What does that do to your legs?
He says it's arthritis.
Okay. Where? In the legs?
Thomas, is it bothering your legs or is it your hands? Or both?
I'm feeling it from the knees down.
Yeah, I don't know if he's. I think
Well,
he's still here. He's just not.
the key is not to own it. It's not. It's That's the key, not to own it. It's like this is my arthritis. That's owning it. It's not your arthritis. You give it back to the universe. Om Mahavakyam. Where you have pain, place peace. Om Mahavakyam. Times 9. Let's just do it to the 900 power. Times 9 to the 900 power. Om Mahavakyam.
Oh my fuck, yum.
That's a sentence sublime.
He
Let me
says
know if it works. Go ahead.
he says both hands and legs, but most discomfort in the left hip joint.
Left hip joint. Hold on. And his name is again what?
Thomas.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much pain do you have now, Thomas? Let me ask, has the pain subsided yet?
He hasn't said
Fine.
yet. It's taken him a little while to type today.
It's okay. For those that didn't see it earlier, that's the way, that's connecting and sending long distance healing. It's about this speed. You push the healing out. The magic words are Govinda Gopala Premananda. Govinda Gopala Premananda. If you're watching the hands, you're probably feeling the pressure. Govinda Gopala Premananda. And what you got 5, 6 rays on each hand. You got this big circular wave, and then you got one on each inside face of the tips of the fingers. So there's 6 forces here in this one hand, 12 in both.
Wow, that's amazing. And then Maruta's asking, I don't know if you can see that. It says Om Mahavakyam times 9 to the 900th power.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, Maruta. Yeah, that's awesome. And oh, wow. Thomas says, thank you, George. There was a definite energy flow. Thank you for a healing blessing.
You're welcome. Thank Great Spirit. I'm just a messenger. Literally, thank Great Spirit. And he transferred all the energy. I just put my hands up and he did the work.
Yeah.
So you can do the same thing on yourself.
Well, thank you everyone for being here. And thank you to all the moderators that were here today. Really appreciate all your help for keeping us all safe. Thank you, George.
You're
and
welcome.
Great Spirit for sending George to us. So that's amazing. And I hope you'll come back again soon.
Sure, anytime.
Okay, I sure appreciate it. So, everybody have a great weekend. Have a nice Sunday. And I'll see you on Monday for meditation, everybody. And maybe we can have George come help us with the meditation, dropping those beautiful hearts all over the planet.
Oh, yes, Thursday, 9 p.m. We fly 9 circumferences around the planet at the equator, dropping our sticky, sticky, tiny little love hearts everywhere. Then we go to the North Pole, dropping hearts. And we go to the center of the planet, drop hearts. Then we go to the South Pole, drop hearts. Then we go to the Shriners Hospital. Both there's two of them. I forget, one is Tennessee and the other one's in Memphis, I believe, and leave healing green. Then we go to the Pentagon and we leave wisdom and compassion. Then we hit Ukraine and Russia with compassion and supreme love, and also China, Japan, and North Korea.
Wow.
And then we
Well,
come back. And see,
thank you.
understand that we leave the how it works, real quick, last thing. Crown chakra, higher self, comes down through the crown chakra, through the body, all the way to the navel, just below the navel. There you will find the secret chamber of the heart. We open that door to the secret chamber, and the higher self steps out, and we fly. And you can take your angels with you or your consort with you, but that's our destination, planet Earth, compassion, inside and out, and then to the hospitals for healing the kids. Then we go again to Pentagon, then Ukraine, Russia, China, Japan, and North Korea.
That's amazing. So while you were talking about that, my bird is going nuts here. My tree outside my window. He's just so excited about it.
Now that all of you guys are online, be not surprised if it takes your computers a while to boot up and or to get through a line where the computers stop working. It's you. You might have to turn your stuff off, which is Duw-ram.
Duw-ram. Yeah. Slow it down. Slow it down.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thomas says he's taught his doctors not to talk about pain and discomfort. That's
Oh,
awesome, Thomas.
well,
Yeah.
that's their middle name.
School them up, right?
What?
I said, school them up, those
Yeah,
doctors.
exactly.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. Well, now everybody's talking. The dog, the birds, everybody. All right. They're all over that. So, well, again, thank you, George, and thanks everybody for being here. And we will see you soon. George, if you want to stay on for a minute, I'll go
Sure.
ahead and end this and we will talk to everybody later. So,
Sure.
namaste, everybody.
Om Namo Narayana. And the most important, Om jah-tee Nirvah-nah Shakti times 9 to the 90th power.
I love that. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.